Welcome to today's video. Florida is on red alert. America's most dangerous invasive species, the wild hog, has moved deeper into residential areas. Will American hunters be able to stop them in time? Watch now. Florida is facing a full-blown crisis with one of the most dangerous invasive species in the United States. Once largely confined to swamps, they are now invading suburban neighborhoods and coming very close to major shopping centers across the state. So far, more than 30 confirmed attacks on humans have been reported, including several involving people walking to their cars in shopping centre parking lots when the pigs suddenly charge. Signs warning of wild pigs are posted on Highway 98 and I-4, but to no avail. Fortunately, injured residents were rushed to medical care. Many believe a combination of urban sprawl caused the incident, abandoned farmland, and climate change that has caused the pig population to explode out of control. With no natural predators and the ability to reproduce rapidly, up to 2 litters per year, the pigs have become a problem. To combat this growing invasive species, Florida hunters are turning to precision tools like the 308 rifle. A powerful wild boar hunting weapon that can stop a charging wild hog with a single well-aimed shot. Completing a certified wild boar hunting course in Florida is mandatory. The wild boar hunting course, which typically lasts 8 to 12 hours and teaches tracking, firearm safety and key evasive tactics, has been linked to a 40% reduction in injuries among licensed hunters. Would you trust your instincts when faced with a 300-pound wild hog charging at 30 miles per hour? Florida's first wild boar hunting season began with a nighttime rush. Hunters took to the swamps armed and ready, and more than 1,200 hogs were taken down in the first 2 weeks. However, the chaos of low visibility night hunts, close encounters, and increased accident rates prompted officials to move the operation to daylight. Currently, only 500 daytime hunting licenses are issued statewide each season. The heat of Florida summers, combined with the dense humidity of the marshy terrain, makes every hunt a battle against invasive species and the environment. Small groups now wade through the marshes under the hot sun, wearing dark clothing to help dissipate body heat in the summer. If you have a more effective way to share with hunters to help them have a successful wild boar hunting, every contribution is valuable. Florida hunters have learnt the hard way that wild hogs don't play by the rules. Hunters have developed ambushes that avoid confrontation, and seasoned hunters now use a clever tactic of baiting the hogs with corn to lure them from the swamp into a designated hunting area they have set up in advance. This method has been used successfully for over 15 years and still works today. It is well suited to bow hunting, allowing hunters to shoot accurately from 30 to 50 yards without the noise and pollution of a gun. Is this the most ethical way to hunt invasive wild hogs in the modern age? This time, Florida hunters are not willing to take any chances with the wild hog problem getting out of control. So the state has launched one of the largest coordinated wild hog hunts ever, aided by GPS tracking technology to pinpoint the invasive species' exact location. Hunters are assigned to Big Cypress National Preserve and parts of the Osceola Wildlife Management Area, where group gun hunting is allowed under strict supervision. Each group must record their location within the marked boundaries and report the number of knocks down. If a hunter strays outside the designated area or violates the harvest limit, they face a $1,000, 0 cents fine, confiscation of their weapon, and a year-long statewide ban on hunting. So, do you think these extreme measures are enough, or have we lost the war against an invasive species that we created? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want more true stories from the front lines of America's most violent conflicts, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay tuned for the next episode. Have you ever wondered why feral pigs are hunted in the United States? With up to 6 million animals, they are concentrated in southern states like Texas and Florida. These feral pigs move from forested and grassland areas into cornfields, causing serious damage. They destroy and trample corn plants, leaving entire fields in ruins. Hundreds of acres of cornfields have been destroyed, reducing yields and causing economic loss. The damage is estimated to be as much as $1.5 billion a year, making them one of the most dangerous animals in the United States. To prevent wild boars from causing harm. The US government has implemented humane prevention measures. It is a mobile hunting platform that allows you to directly watch wilds attack cornfields. Installed right in the field, the mobile hunting platform helps farmers have a panoramic and accurate view of wild boar activities. Thanks to that, they can quickly detect and chase away wild boars before they cause serious damage. Because wild boar hunting platforms only have the effect of repelling and cannot reduce the number, people have switched to using the method of installing traps to prevent wild boars more effectively. The installation process for the Jaeger Pro TM trap system is simple and can be completed by one person within 30 minutes. When set up, farmers will position the trap in a circle, then place the camera on a T-post and align it. Americans often choose areas near water sources, trails where wild boars often move, and near cornfields where they are most active. These locations increase the likelihood of them becoming trapped. They regularly adjust and test traps to ensure optimal effectiveness. Through careful preparation and the application of precise tactics, Americans have always succeeded in containing invasive populations, protecting crops, and reducing damage. Using a control panel mounted on a home wild boar surveillance camera saves hunters time in monitoring and managing wild boars. With this system, hunters can monitor the activity of the trap remotely via a mobile screen, instead of having to spend time going directly to the hunting area. In addition, you will need a 5-gallon bucket, corn yeast jelly, and fruit drinks. Let this mixture ferment for 3 to 4 days. Dig a 12 to 18 inch deep hole, pour the bait into the hole, and cover it with soil. Iron cage traps are a convenient tool in dealing with wild boars, thanks to their ability to be used multiple times, helping to save costs. With a durable design, the iron cage trap can be easily disassembled and moved to different areas depending on the movement of wild boars. This not only optimizes wildlife control, but also minimizes the time and effort required to set up traps at different points. When setting traps to hunt wild boar, Americans need to comply with specific permit requirements to ensure legality and effectiveness. They must apply for a hunting license from the State Wildlife Management Agency. Request information on installation location and type of trap used. Hunters need to prove that the trap was installed properly, does not pose a danger to other animals, and does not violate environmental protection regulations. However, to ensure sustainability and effective management of wild boar populations, authorities in the US stipulate that the number of wild boar that can be trapped is 5,000 to 10,000 per hunting season. The trap is designed with iron material, providing high durability and safety for hunters when wild boars become aggressive. The iron material helps hold wild boars securely and minimizes the risk that they may destroy the trap or cause injury to the hunter. However, hunters still need to keep a safe distance when approaching the trap. This is a humane measure during wild boar hunting in the US. This innovative method has helped effectively prevent wild boar attacks on cornfields, protect crops, and minimize damage. Thanks to the use of iron cage traps, corn productivity has improved, helping people increase economic income by up to 30%. Many researchers have proven that if corn bait is not used, the number of wild boars caught in traps can be reduced by up to 50%. Therefore, hunters need to carefully prepare important steps, including choosing the right bait and placing traps in strategic locations. The government requires people to strictly comply with regulations on collecting and handling wild boars to ensure efficiency and safety. Traps should not be left in place for wild boars for too long to minimize stress on wild boars. It is estimated that hunting and control has helped reduce the number of wild boars from 6 million to about 4 million within 2 years. Boars will be thoroughly inspected and processed to ensure that their meat meets safety standards before being offered to people. Wild boar. Famous for their aggression, these creatures pose a serious threat to the safety of people. Every year, statistics show that about 320 people are victims of traffic collisions involving wild boars in Alaska. The cost of repairing traffic infrastructure is over 2.4 billion USD. Unexpected encounters between wild boars and vehicles not only cause damage to vehicles, but also threaten the lives of drivers and passengers. Their sudden appearance on the road can lead to emergency situations requiring drivers to brake suddenly or move away, causing a high risk of traffic accidents. In addition, these sudden collisions cause damage to traffic infrastructure, creating a large repair cost for the government. With the above dangerous situations to prevent wild boars using net traps is an urgent measure. Net traps are often placed in strategic locations near their path. The trap installation process requires at least 2 people or more to complete quickly and safely. Setting traps does not take much of the hunter's time, and at the same time, it helps hunters observe traps while at home. Net traps have the outstanding feature of being able to capture and prevent wild boars from escaping. The net trap design includes sturdy meshes, and the gaps between the meshes are small enough to prevent them from getting out. With its large size, net traps can capture an average of 10 to 15 at the same time. This method is more effective than small traps, helping to save time and effort in hunting and controlling the number of wild boars. According to information from Alaska, using corn bait has been proven to be highly effective in attracting and catching wild boars. Some studies show that the success rate of wild boar traps using corn bait can be up to 80%. Wild boars are often attracted by the special aroma of corn, so most people often use it. Using a sufficient amount of corn bait, avoiding waste, helps optimize trap efficiency without causing expense. Setting up wild boar traps requires compliance with strict requirements to ensure safety and effectiveness. Net traps need to be cleaned up and removed from the location after catching them to avoid affecting the environment and other animals. They are handled humanely in compliance with wildlife protection regulations. After each use, the net trap must be cleaned so it can be reused the next time. Installing traps is quite simple and easy, however. Hunters must have a hunting license and be in good health and understand their behavior to avoid dangerous situations. Installing traps not only saves hunters time, but also helps limit the pursuit of wild boars on bad weather days. However, it is necessary to check wild boar traps at least every 24 hours to ensure the traps are working effectively and to promptly handle them when caught. According to statistics from the Alaska Department of Transportation ADA, the number of wild boars hunted in Alaska in recent years has ranged from 2,000 to 4,000 per year. Reasons why some communities do not support trap hunting for wild boars in Alaska include concerns about safety and fairness in hunting. They say the use of traps could lead to overhunting, posing the risk of reducing wild boar numbers too quickly and causing ecological imbalance. The potential damage is the reduction of biodiversity and injury to other species in the natural environment. In addition, during the collection process, hunters will have to approach at least 5 feet away to avoid the risk of being attacked by wild boars. In some areas such as Alaska, people often use silenced guns to hunt them right in traps to quickly collect and minimize risks. To transport wild boars, large trucks are used, allowing all caught wild boars to be transported in one go, saving time and effort. In addition, the government spent $500,000 to install fences around major roads where wild boars often pass to reduce vehicle collisions with wild boars. This is a truly necessary measure to protect both animals and drivers. The fence will be installed at a height of 8 feet, enough to make it impossible for wild boars to cross. To ensure durability and resistance to destruction, the fence will be made of sturdy and high-thickness steel to ensure long-term protection. If you are looking for an effective solution to dealing with wild boars, iron cage traps are an option worth considering. In the next section, you will experience how iron cage traps with large iron plates can catch twice as many wild boars as net traps, about 30 to 40 animals. You will discover firsthand the outstanding advantages that iron cage traps bring, from high durability, effective capturability to easy maintenance and transportation. Don't miss the interesting content below. If you have effective methods for dealing with dangerous invasive species, please share them in the comments below to help Alaskans.
In remote Alberta, Canada, there are crocodiles lining the Peace River, where fishing enthusiasts often come here. One morning in June 2023, the fishing team quickly caught a large fish, but unfortunately, a giant crocodile weighing about 1,100 pounds suddenly attacked the man from the water while he was trying to pull the fish to shore. However, the man discovered it in time and was not injured. According to statistics from 2015 to 2023, there have been at least 112 crocodile attacks recorded in Alberta and surrounding areas. These incidents left at least 3 people seriously injured, demonstrating the potential danger when humans come into contact with the wild. Due to rising temperatures and warmer climates cause crocodiles to expand their habitat into swamps near residential areas. A tragedy suddenly appeared in the city. The incident was recorded by surveillance cameras, showing the man jumping into the water to fight the crocodile to get his pet dog back. Because the crocodile's weight was very small, he was able to deal with it. Faced with damage caused by crocodiles, Canadians often apply protective measures such as installing traps to minimize the risk of encountering dangerous situations. Special teams are sent to areas where crocodiles appear. This team must thoroughly explore to determine their location and living habits before installing traps and preparing all necessary conditions for capture. This job requires them to cope with harsh conditions such as high temperatures, muddy soil, and long working hours. Hunting crocodiles in Canada requires hunters to have a high level of expertise, good health, and experience in their behavior. This is the job where they have to approach and face crocodiles directly in the swamp environment, where they have many advantages. The characteristic of crocodiles when underwater is that they have the ability to dive deep and move quickly without being detected easily. This makes precise location and safe access a major challenge for hunters. In addition, crocodiles have the ability to strongly counterattack when threatened, especially when they are approached in the water environment. Crocodiles have the strongest bite force of all land animals, up to 6,400 pounds. Therefore, hunters must be very careful to avoid dangerous situations. In Canada, the crocodile hunting policy sets strict requirements to ensure that hunting takes place in a sustainable and safe manner. Hunting participants must comply with license regulations. This includes hunters being 18 years of age or older, but may be higher for special licenses. The crocodile hunting season typically occurs in the summer and fall, and only those with valid licenses are allowed to participate. Hunters with a Canadian residence permit can hunt up to 15 crocodiles per day, but only on wetlands away from residential areas to ensure public safety. When facing dangerous animals like crocodiles, having a companion not only helps share the pressure of target hunting, but also enhances response and prevention capabilities in an emergency. The crocodile's brain and eyes are the fastest to knock down to ensure humanity. Each hunter will have to undergo at least 6 months of training, with the aim of ensuring hunter safety in the wild. A hunter's movement skills become important when dealing with crocodiles. They must be alert and careful with every step, always staying focused to detect early signs of crocodiles. This shows their careful preparation and ability to respond flexibly in this harsh natural environment. Crocodile hunting in Canada has helped reduce the country's invasive population from about 3.5 million to 250,000 by 2023. After completing hunts, hunters need to report details about the number and information related to each crocodile caught to the authorities. In Canada, hunters are often rewarded by providing small caught crocodiles to be processed into dishes. Some communities do not support hunting because they have ethical concerns about wildlife and environmental protection. They believe that hunting can cause unnecessary harm to animals, while also reducing biodiversity and natural balance in the ecosystem. In addition, they also believe that it is very dangerous for hunters to face crocodiles directly. They did not support it and strongly opposed it. Experts stress the importance of following safety signs and avoiding swimming in restricted areas to prevent potentially dangerous incidents. This clearly states that Canadians must take the announced requirements seriously. The giant crocodiles will have their skin taken and processed to create luxurious and classy fashion designs, such as high-end handbags. The use of crocodile leather not only brings aesthetic value but also reflects the luxury and unique personality of the user. However, hunting needs to be done sustainably and with strict management to protect biodiversity and ensure species survival. Comment number 1. If you think the Canadian people's way of dealing with it is the most optimal.
The footage captured by cameras shows the severity of deer attacks in residential areas in the UK, especially in Scotland. According to statistics, the UK currently has around 2 million deer, with about 400,000 in Scotland. As their population grows, deer are increasingly encroaching on urban areas for food, leading to numerous attacks on homes, schools, and shops. In 2018 alone, more than 150 incidents of deer attacking buildings were reported, often occurring in winter when they wander into residential areas. They attack glass windows out of fear, mistaking their reflections for rivals. It is estimated that the average damage caused by deer in Scotland amounts to around $1.2 million annually, impacting both infrastructure and the lives of residents. In the UK, the deer hunting season is from 1st October to 31st December each year. Hunters must have a valid license issued by the Wildlife Management Authority, and only those aged 18 or over are eligible to apply for a license. not all deer species are allowed to be hunted. Red deer and elk can be hunted, while white deer are protected and cannot be hunted. In terms of numbers, each license allows for a maximum of 120 deer to be hunted per season. Areas where hunting is permitted include the New Forest and Sherwood Forest, while areas where hunting is prohibited include the Lake District and the Peak District. But hunters must strictly adhere to these regulations to ensure their safety and avoid confiscation of their licenses.
Nice.
Scotland is famous for its mountainous and densely forested areas, which create ideal conditions for deer hunting. Many areas are up to 3,000 feet high with trails and rocks that make it difficult for hunters to travel. Therefore, they need to carefully study the terrain map to determine a safe route and avoid areas that are prone to accidents. Hunting in groups not only provides safety, but also provides an opportunity to support each other in case of trouble. At least 3 to 4 people should move together, maintaining close distance for easy communication. This will help hunters coordinate more effectively in tracking and ambushing deer. Weather conditions, with temperatures that can drop to 20 degrees in the winter, require hunters to use rifles from 270 to 3006 calibers, with scopes with magnifications ranging from 8x to 10x to identify targets from a distance. Heavy rains can wet the ground and make movement more difficult, while strong winds can reduce the ability to hear deer in the brush. Using high-quality binoculars allows hunters to observe deer without getting too close, reducing unwanted situations. Deer hunting should be carried out in an organized manner and by wildlife management regulations. Respect for the environment and animals includes keeping clean, not littering, and only hunting healthy deer. Strict regulations have helped the city of Richmond in the UK significantly reduce deer attacks on its residential areas, with losses reduced by up to 40%. After the hunt is completed, the hunter is responsible for collecting the deer to ensure control and prevent illegal hunting. Illegal hunting is punishable by fines of up to $10,000 and may result in imprisonment. Hunters should avoid overhunting to protect wildlife resources.
Good shot.
In addition, illegal trading deer antlers for personal use must also be prevented to maintain ecosystem sustainability. In addition to the information we provide above, hunters must be responsible for their hunting and keep up to date with the latest information on deer hunting in Scotland on the Scottish Natural Heritage SNH website. By April 2024, deer hunting in Scotland will be subject to several changes, so hunters should keep an eye out. That's all the information about deer hunting in Scotland, England. If you find this information useful for you, please comment number 1.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.